fight, no palava, no fear inside. Youth must talk, we not go hide. I beg to differ my people, oh. If it's not correct, we go talk them slow.
Oh yes, and of course that's it. This wonderful evening here on top 105.3. The time is about 3 minutes past the hour 10 o'clock, and that's the correct time for what I'm seated here this wonderful time. Let's say many thanks to the man Abraham Cooper on the first segments of the program. I beg to differ where we cross around the countries for our media colleagues to give us updates on what's happening in the various counties. So you listen to the first segment here this wonderful evening. It's about time that we bring you the second segment where we join our panelists here on the show discuss issues affecting Liberia, affecting Grangela County, and the war has fallen. So just keep posted. Don't you go away. Those of you watching us, if you just joining, we'd like to say welcome. Keep posted. Don't you go. You can share it live so that many others can be able to join this broadcast here on top 105.3. And don't forget to tell us where you also watching us from. So those of you radio, let's keep posted. Don't you go, and let's keep doing this together. This wonderful evening hour. So we hold it there with the music and welcome in Friday Veteran Summit here this wonderful time. We await other panelists to join us on this show. Veteran, how are you doing today?
Yeah, the veteran band resting. I didn't get a chance to watch most of the sporting games today, the Champion League, and so some good result happened yesterday, and today Barca is playing, so we don't know whether Barcelona will
So
advance.
Barcelona already finished with that game. They defeated Newcastle 7-2.
Woo! They were mad. They were mad. And how about the other games?
Liverpool is in a lead against Galatasaray 4-0. Yeah, Liverpool is leading. We yet to get the other score. Let me see if I can get that quickly here. Liverpool is in the lead. All right, so we have Bayern Munich. Okay, that was the first leg. So Bayern Munich beat 4-1. Galatasaray and Liverpool 4-0. Tottenham Atlantico Madrid. Tottenham 1-2.
So Atlantico Madrid out.
Atlantico qualifies on goal ARCHIE.
Okay. Because they won the first leg.
Yeah, so it's 5-7.
Well, at least Tottenham Hotspur put us some strength. They haven't really performed to the true potential. So for them to win today is like a victory. So let's see the quarterfinal.
Let me see. Let me see who will be playing each other quickly.
Do they need another draw? Or no, they are telling No. Arsenal and Chelsea. That today?
Come again, Arsenal and Chelsea. Chelsea already out. PSG beat Chelsea, so Chelsea is out.
Oh, okay.
So Liverpool will take on PSG while Real Madrid go against Bayern Munich. And then Barca will be playing Atlético Madrid, and Sporting will be playing Arsenal. Yeah.
So let's look at Sunday final.
Yeah.
Between
So the semi-final would be between Barcelona and Atlético Madrid, and then what will qualify will be meeting the person that will qualify for Sporting and that Arsenal game. And then Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, any team qualify for the semi-final. If Real Madrid qualify or Bayern Munich qualify, they either meet Liverpool or PSG in the semi-final.
you're not looking, I'm talking about this Sunday game in the Carabao final between Man City and Arsenal.
No.
It's a
No,
large
not
chance for Man City to win a title.
Well, greetings, gentlemen.
It's all right. Welcome to the show. Your camera freeze. Mr. Right, you have to go and come back. Yeah, let me see if I give where is the president speech? All right. President Joseph Yuma broadcast.
Let's try to get the audio ready.
Pedro, Pedro. All right.
Yes, you're calling me.
Oh yeah. I tried to give you update about car decision yesterday, but then you are not getting me. Probably welcome to the show.
A decision.
That Senegal should get Senegal fulfill the trophies to Morocco.
But it's not over yet. There's an appeal.
All right, well, let's
So
watch and see.
FIFA will get involved. Although they were bribed, according to Senegal. So there's an investigation going on.
All right, so the audio is already set.
Okay.
Claudia, welcome
So
to
you
the
can
show.
play it.
Yeah, she's a little bit busy. Miss, how are you doing?
Great. It's great evening. Fair weather. Little bit of warmth on our aid,
Okay.
but generally it's great.
All right. Well, all right. So let me get in the audio from our president, and then you guys can come in.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. How you doing?
Fine, thank you. I'm sorry the
Fine, thank you.
network
I'm sorry, the
is
network
bad out here in
is bad out
Liberia.
here in Liberia.
Electricity. It's almost like we're in some
It's
kind
almost
of a
like we're in
dark
some kind of a dark
episode. So
episode.
I'm having a lot of
So
feedback,
having
so
a
I'm
lot of
hoping you
feedback,
guys
so I'm
can
hoping
reconnect.
reconnect.
Just give me a few.
Give me a few. All right. Yeah, because I try welcoming you in, but then I'm not getting you.
You got to call it or
You gotta
edit
call it
when
or
you.
edit when you.
You playing the wrong one,
You playing
Ellis.
the
It's
wrong
from
one,
front
Ellis.
page.
It's from front page.
The audio low, Ellis. Increase the audio.
Audio low. Ellis, increase the audio. Everything is set. I don't know what happened. The audio is okay. Everything's set up, but I don't know what happened. It's still low. Pedro.
Yeah, it's still low.
Yeah, it's still low. All right, let me see what I can do. Because everything here is okay, but I don't know why. In recent days, concerns that emerged their border in the Sonoma area where they biblical county. These developments have understandably attracted not only our attention of our citizens living in a border community, but also being sensitive to the human and wider Liberian public. I want to assure the Liberian people that our government fully engaged with responsibly managing the situation in the generation. In the very outset, the government of Liberia took immediate steps to escalate the situation. With the Republic of Guinea as president of
My fellow Liberians, I address you today regarding the situation along our
Yeah, much
border.
better, Ellis. All right, all right, all right.
As President of the
Okay.
Republic and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Liberia, it is my duty to keep the Liberian people informed and to assure you that the peace and security of our nation remain my top priorities. In recent days, concerns have emerged as a result of development along parts of our shared border in the Chalamba area, Foya District, Lufa County. These developments have understandably attracted not only our attention of our citizens living in the border community, but also being sensitive to the opinion of wider Liberian public. I want to assure the Liberian people that our government has been fully engaged and is responsibly managing the situation with calm and determination. From the very outset, the government of Liberia took immediate steps to de-escalate the situation by addressing it through peaceful diplomatic means. We have engaged directly with the government of Guinea to establish diplomatic channels. In addition, we have worked closely with our sister Republic of Sierra Leone within the framework of the Mana River Union to ensure that dialogue and cooperation guide our actions. Following these engagements, the leaders of Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone have reaffirmed our collective commitment to peace and stability along our shared borders. Through this understanding, all parties have agreed to work toward restoring the status quo and ensuring that our border communities continue to live in peace and uphold mutual respect and trust. I am encouraged that the government of Guinea has issued instructions for its forces to return to their previous positions along the border. This is an important step toward de-escalation and demonstrate a shared recognition that peace and stability must always guide our action. At the same time, our security institutions, including the armed forces of Liberia, the Liberian National Police, and other joint security agencies remain vigilant and professional in carrying out their duties. They are working closely with the local authorities and communities to maintain calm while diplomatic efforts continue. I also wish to express my appreciation to the regional and international partners who have reached out in recent days to encourage restraint and peaceful engagement. Friends of Liberia across Africa and around the world, including leaders within the economic community of West African states, the AU, and other international partners have conveyed their support for a peaceful resolution of the situation. Their messages of encouragement and solidarity reaffirm Liberia's standing in the community of nations and strengthen our collective resolve to pursue diplomacy and dialogue. Let me be clear to every Liberian. Our pursuit of peaceful resolution is not a sign of weakness, but rather a demonstration of strength. It is easy to fight, break down, and destroy. As our own journey has taught us, it is more difficult to recover and build. That is why the government is exploring every available avenue to resolve this matter peacefully. We will continue to rely on diplomacy, dialogue, and the mechanisms of regional cooperation to ensure that this issue is addressed responsibly and without conflict. Liberia has always been a nation that stands firmly for peace. Throughout our history, we have maintained cordial relations with our neighbors and have consistently chosen cooperation over confrontation. People of our three borders countries share deep cultural, family, and economic ties that must always be preserved. Liberia has not only maintained peace within its own border, but has also played a significant role in helping to bring peace to other nations. From our contribution to the Regional Peace Initiative to our active participation in international peacekeeping missions, Liberia has demonstrated that our country believes strongly in peaceful resolution to disputes. Today, as we manage the situation, we remain guided by those same principles. My fellow Liberians, while we understand and are encouraged by the deep demonstration of patriotism and unity, I call upon all citizens, especially those residing in our border community, to remain calm and law-abiding. I also urge our people to avoid spreading unverified information or rumors that may cause unnecessary anxiety. Let us allow our security authorities and diplomatic channels to do their work. Liberia is a peaceful nation, and the peace we enjoy today is the result of our collective sacrifice, reconciliation, and deep determination to reverse the past after many years of hardship. That peace is precious, and this government will do everything within its power to protect and preserve it. Let us remain confident, remain united, and remain committed to the values that define us as a nation. May God continue to bless Liberia and keep our nation in peace. Thank you. My fellow Liberians, I address you today regarding the situation along our border with the Republic of Guinea as
Are you replaying it?
the Republic and
Are you replaying it? I don't hear you. I don't hear you.
I was trying to hold it, so it's okay now. And I'm playing it back.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Nomo, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Zaza, how you doing?
And
Get some feedback. Get some feedback.
All right, let me put my sound in.
Mr. Zaza, welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Noble.
It look like you missed your role, no, and you ended up here tonight.
No,
Or that friend grabbed you and brought you.
no, I've been off social media for a while.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just returned.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Emotions. Welcome. Veteran
Thank you.
Spirit. Welcome. And I'm glad to be back tonight. Um, my greetings to the listeners all over the world, in Liberia and in Nigeria specifically. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Lord actually ran away because he knew that I was going to be here today.
We, we've all been on the same show for all this while. Why not today?
Okay. Okay. He couldn't run away. We're having some on a talk show, and he said, "Oh, I gotta go to my daughter program." I'm just kidding.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, so we go around and do our greetings before we begin the show. So let's go to Mr. Zaza. Then we finish with Mr. Numa, and then we begin the show. So, Mr. Zaza, welcome back.
Yeah, like I said, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be back again. I've been away for a while. I mix it, and I thank God I am back today. I pray to continue to be back maybe for a while and not to go back anytime soon. And so to everyone listening
So,
to us, it's a greeting from
continue.
my end. For those of you who haven't seen since the new year, it's a happy new year from my end. Thank you for having me,
Okay.
Mr. Smith and everyone else.
So, what did you miss?
A lot. I miss a lot since last year.
Okay. Okay, this is Fred, the veteran Smith, greeting you all to another edition. I beg to differ. So, if you're joining us, you never made a mistake. This is where you should be anyway, because we are becoming the top platform to bring you information that will keep you going. And if you were earlier, we played the State of the Nation address by His Excellency President Joseph Nima Barker, where he touched on certain key points, and we'll start first and go around the panelists to see what they got out of the State of the Nation address. Since the incident that happened at Foya District have caused for some concern about citizens in that part of Lofa County. This was the first time the president had been behind the scene talking with regional leaders, especially Sierra Leone and Guinea, and they have worked on some modalities for bringing calmness to that region. But in tonight's State of the Union address, he touched on key points, then which I will highlight. He wants to restoring status quo, meaning that wherever condition the border of Foya, which side is for Liberia, which side is for Guinea, they should remain the status quo. So that's very much important. Then he wanted joint security to remain professional in exercising their duties. And so that was important. He stressed that. Then he said he dealt with ECOWAS and other regional organizations which managed Liberia to find a peaceful solution. And he said it's easy to fight, but looking at Liberia experiences in war, the breakdown is very difficult. So it's easy to fight, but when you go through fighting, what happened is very difficult. He strikes on that. Cooperation out of the order, diplomacy, help, other. So cooperation would be something that he would deal with. Diplomacy would be the course Liberia would take. Peaceful solution to all problems. And he talked to the borders, the communities that have been faced with this confrontation with Guinea, that to remain calm, that community should remain calm. And let's remain calm to the values that make us special people in Liberia, determine and define us as a people. So stick to that value that make us special as Liberians. We should keep that value and be calm to the community. You are speaking directly to the community of Lofa, that it should remain calm. And so let me go around to see what our panelists gather from the message, the State of the Union message from President Joseph Neiman Barker. So let me go to first Mr. Numo. What do you gather from the President's State of the Union message?
I listened to the message. Where the interference coming from now? Mr. Zaza, can you mute yourself?
Yeah, I'm trying to do
Ellis,
that.
Ellis, you caught her?
Not Ellis. Okay. I listened to the message and I feel that it was to the point, and I like the way he went to Guinea instead of sending reinforcement to the border, telling the people, you'll cross and you'll start something too. You do me, I do you. But that was not his approach. He wanted diplomatic approach, because we are beyond that now. We are the first independent nation or recognized independent nation in Africa. And now we are non-permanent member of the Security Council. So I would say we are much mature than these low boys like jumping up. So I think his approach is good to me. And somebody from Lofa called me, saying, oh, you see how they doing this, they doing that. I said, most of those stuff, they're rumors. Most of the stuff, they're rumors. Even the machine they seize, I still have not gotten the clear understanding if it was on Liberia's side of the creek and the Guineans took it. And they said the machine was doing sand mining. But the picture I saw from Spoon, I don't see sand there. It's like somebody was digging gold or diamond and what have you. That's what I think, But maybe, some people from the area, can. I wish one of these days, we'll have that guy back who is from the Lofa radio to explain all these things to us. Thank you.
And Mr. Numo, I got a report for him. I will read that report. He couldn't be with us tonight, but he sent a report which I will go through it after we go around. So, okay. Mr. Zaza, what's your understanding?
That you are exploring everything.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Unfortunately, I did not listen to the president. I came in, he was speaking, but very low. By the time I positioned myself, the conversation was over. So I didn't really get anything. It was very, very low. And I was not even paying attention much because I was trying to set myself up. I've been away from here. I've been away from downstairs here since November. So I came here just start setting things up. I seen that it was playing very low, so I didn't understand anything. But I think the only thing that I heard him saying is that uh, the the approach, the diplomatic approach, is not a sign of weakness. I think that's that for that one I heard it. Other one I didn't know. I didn't hear it, so I can't be able to give any analysis on it. Maybe if I hear you talk out or speak out, then I'll quote from you and see if I can give any analysis. But anything I give right now is
Okay.
just speculation. I didn't really hear from him.
Okay. Thank you very much. Uh, Let me give the update from the border by our correspondent. He said he couldn't come tonight, but he sent a update report about with the people in the district of Lofa and the border district. And so let me read it, and we'll tell you that we just heard from the president, but just to hear the calmness at the border. Let me read for our correspondent. His name is Jeremiah Doba. He's the acting manager for the Voice of Lofa. And he began to say it from the Salomba port of entry, March 18, 2026. At the Solomba border in Lofa County, Guinean soldiers have maintained their presence at the border entry point since yesterday. Speaking with some of the soldiers, they indicated a willingness to engage in dialogue in a peaceful cooperation between Liberia and Guinea. According to the Guinean side, they are requesting a meeting between the Lofa County superintendent and the superintendent of Gegadu at the border. The purpose of this meeting would be to address the current situation and work toward possible solution. One soldier stated, "We didn't come to harm people, but we were sent by our bosses to be here, and that's why we remain until we hear from them." Let me read more. Meanwhile, Liberian security forces have taken a firm position announcing that the Soluba border is temporarily closed. In a joint statement released on March 18, 2026, in collaboration with Lofa County Superintendent J. Lavala Massaquoi, authorities declared that the border will remain closed until Guinean forces withdraw across the river back to their territory. Additionally, due to rising concerns, approximately 400 residents from the Soluba town and surrounding area have fled to Foya and nearby communities. This information was confirmed by the Township Commissioner of Soluba Foya District. Despite the situation, normal activity continue in Foya, including business operation, school attendance, and other daily routines. As we speak, no flare has been hosted at the main entry by the Guinean soldiers. Reporting from Solba Port of Entry, Foya District, Lofa County, our correspondent Jeremiah Doba. So that is the report coming, the latest report coming from that area. So let me go around what you heard, what I stated, and uh, and what you think are some of the issues that he raised in what I reported. Let me start with Mr. Newman. What did you gather from what our reporter sent us?
Mr. Who?
Newmo. My man, you find me for calling your name now, Mr. Newmo.
No, you're calling me human now. No,
Oh, no, Newmo. Don't find me for that.
I'm confused when. Okay, mute yourself, friend, please.
Okay.
I'm confused when the correspondent said that they will not open the border until the Guinean soldiers go back to where they were. And then he said it's the same place the Liberian flag was, it stayed there. So they are confused. If the Guinean soldiers are on Liberia side and we close the border because we want them to go back, and our flag on our side is stay to where it used to be, they got confused. Maybe you can explain that to me. Thank you.
Or I can explain it. I think referring mainly to at the border they have the entrance point, but that's not the position you expect the soldier to remain, maybe going back. But to the entrance point coming to, but they have a maybe a gate to the entrance point. Here is Guinea side, Liberia side. They load the station there, and it seemed like they want them to go back, and that's where they're negotiating on for. Because that is scary when you come and see the amount of soldier on that entrance point. He said right now, he said people, according to the commissioner, people are afraid. It brings fear when you see military people in around. So people moving, going to other area, Foya, so the Saluma entrance point, people are afraid going to Foya because they see the presence of Guinean soldier. So until they retrieve and go maybe somewhere distant, then I think they're negotiating on that.
Mr. Smith, can I come in a little bit? Yeah, so according to what you read, you said, and I think that's why you need clarity on. The correspondent said no flag are being hosted so far. No, the Guinea had not hosted any flag. They have crossed over from the Guinea side to Liberia. Right at the port of entry, there's a little palava hut there where the security sits, and that's where Liberian flag was hosted. The first time they came, they took the Liberian flag from there and put their flag there. The correspondent is saying at this time they have not hosted any other flag, but they are sitting right there. So Liberia is saying until they go back on their side across the river, the border shouldn't be open. That's what the correspondent said, and what I read.
Yes.
And I think if I'm wrong, correct me, because what you just read, I was listening to you. You can read again. If I'm wrong, Mr. Nubo will correct me. But I think that why he asking that the clarity he's asking for. Mr. Nubo, if I'm wrong, correct me.
Well, you are very right.
Okay, let me read it one more. Let me read it one more time, and I will try to look for that point of contention.
Please mute yourself. Let me respond to Mr. Zaza. Okay, I've been to the Kavala River border with Maryland County. We have our station on the side of Kavala River, the bank of Kavala River on Liberia side. And across, they have the place they call Prolo. The Ivorian have their officers there. And if the Ivorian come and occupy our official space, that demand or that the border must be closed. That shows that they are invaded Liberia. And that shows that after Joseph Boakai had been there and met with their president, that shows that they are staying defiant. Yes, so that's what I want to say. But you can come in
and I read the part that your thing is a confusion, but it's a different when you talk about entry point. entry point means that, as I stated earlier, there is an entry point. Where's the Liberia side, their Guinea side, and here is the gate that separate both of them. They have remained on the entry side of Guinea. What they want to do now is want for Guinea to go backward, because that's why they close the border. Because when people see, that means the Guinean can cross the border and they can cross on the side. When people see, that's
No,
why they want the border.
it's not like that, Mr. Smith.
Please go
Why?
back and reread
They are
it.
in Liberia.
No, but that's why I read. That's why I read. That's why I said, let me read it again. That's exactly what I read.
Let me just
That's what I read.
That's what I read. Fedra, let me just come in.
Let me read.
Thank you.
Let me read. Let me read what I read.
The Guinean soldier already crossed over to Liberia side. As we speak, they on Liberia land. But the fact about it is, the order was given to them before the peace agreement between the two countries or the three countries. Because when the president for Gideon, Mama Domia, when he make that remark that you have to protect our territories, the chief of staff have to send all security to the bowlers. So they left while they are on their way to the bowler. That was a time the both country president from Sierra Leone and Liberia went to him to have that peace agreement. So when they reached there, after the peace agreement, it was the next day that they arrived at the border and they have to cross over. So when they get at the border, they never plant flare up, but they told the immigration officer that were there to leave the border. And Liberian immigration officer left the border. After a few minutes, they went back to them. And I think somebody were among the Guinean officers that also speak the Liberian English and speak the French. So he was serving as interpreter for the both of them. So you listen to our immigration, they will speak, and then he will speak to them. They will understand that they are here for peace. They don't come for war. So the only thing is, if Liberia say everything is okay, they have to get an order from Guinea, Conakry. If they say yes, they'll come back, they will go back. But until then, they can't leave that particular area. So there we are.
No, that's not where we are now. That was yesterday's news. Yesterday news. Today is a different news. No, that's not where the correspondent is saying. I have that information. Let me read it. I have that recording you're talking about.
All right, go ahead, read it.
You know what the president said? We should give correct information. Okay. Update from Soluba Port of Entry, March 18. So that today's information we are talking about, not yesterday. At the Soluba border in Lofa County, the Guinean soldiers have maintained their presence at the main entry point since yesterday. Speaking with some of the soldiers, they indicated willingness to engage in dialogue aimed at peaceful cooperation between Liberia and Guinea. According to the Guinean side, they are requesting a meeting between Lofa County Superintendent and the Superintendent of GEDEH at the border. The purpose of the meeting would be to address the current situation and work towards a possible solution. One soldier stated, "We didn't come to harm people, but we were sent by our bosses to be here, and that why we remain until we hear from them." Meanwhile, Liberia security forces have taken a firm position, announcing that the Soluba border is temporarily closed. In a joint statement released on March 18, 2026, in collaboration with Lofa County Superintendent J. Lavela Massacre, authority declared that the border will remain closed until Guinean forces withdraw across the river back to their territory. So that's a different position. That different position is, but right now they're to the entry point. The entry point is where it's separated. Yeah. Across the river back. So right there, let me finish. Across the river back to their territory, to their Guinean territory. But right now, they to the entry point. The entry right that separate both Guinea and Liberia, the border, the entry, that where the station now. They want them to go further back. Okay. And additionally, due to rising concern, approximately 400 residents from Soluba town and surrounding area have fled to Foya and nearby community. This information was confirmed by the Township Commissioner of Soluba in Foya District. Despite the situation, normal activity continued in Foya, including business, operations, school attendance, and other daily routines. As we speak, no flare has been hosted at the main entry by the Guinean soldier. So we're talking about the entry point now. The entry, but they haven't have the flare raised there. So reporting from Soluba Port of Entry, Foya District, Lofa County.
Okay.
So as I stated, there are two different things they are talking about right now. One is that the entry point. The entry point still bring fear to the people, because from the entry point you can come on the Liberian side, you can fear the people. But they're trying for them to go further back on the side, and that haven't been done yet. That's why they need to talk with the superintendent for both sides to come up with a conclusion. So that's my interpretation.
Veteran Smith, I think you are confusing the whole thing. They say they should go back. The Guinean soldiers should go back to their side. And there is no one entry point. We have our entry point, and they have their own entry point. But they cross and occupy our entry point. That is what we're talking about. And that is exactly what you read. And you trying to misinterpret it. But anyway, that's my take on it. Mr. Zaza, I think you can come in.
You cut me off, man, because you disagree with me.
Nobody cut you off. Nobody have power to cut you off. Maybe you muted yourself. Oh. You are muted currently.
You cut yourself off because I was doing explanation and you didn't want to listen to it. I said there are two entry points. You
cut me off. So you cut me off.
I don't have the authority to do that. I don't have the authority to do that. You come from Guinea. Guinea has its entry point. You coming from Liberia, you gotta go through Liberia entry point. And our Guinean soldiers, they left their entry point and came and occupied the Soluba entry point. And your defense, the only defense you have is that they have now hoisted their flag, the Guinean flag. But they still occupy the position. Despite the meeting, the Liberian authority and Sierra Leone authority they have with Guinean president. And now you come here, you want to defend the Guinean soldiers? I beg to differ.
No, I never defended our reporter stated. That's why I defend it.
But
the border is calm. The border is calm. There is no problem at the border. They just want them to cross the river and go to that side. So to the entry point. No. The disputed area, because you have the entry point. The entry point can be divided. Here is Liberia and here is Guinea. So they play the standing. It could be for either Liberia or Guinea. I don't know, but it's different from the entry point.
Reverend Smith, you don't understand this. When you are leaving Bond County to Nimba County, there is no river between them. So that is one entry point. But counties where you have river in between, there are two entry points. And that is the same thing we're talking about. And that's why the reporter said, these Guinean soldiers have to go back.
Mr. Numo, can you a little bit?
Okay.
Between New Jersey And Pennsylvania, they got the Delaware River. The moment you get on that bridge, it's either you go on Pennsylvania side or you go on New Jersey side. It's a port of entry, but the port of entry had two sides. Pennsylvania got her own, and New Jersey got her own. In the case of Labrador, the Macona River is the boundary between Liberia and Guinea. The Guineans had left the other side of the river, which is the Guinea side, and they are on Liberia's side. They are on Liberia's side, of the entry. They cross the river. So Liberia is saying, they say they should allow the border to be open for trade to continue. So Liberia said, no, until you go back across the river on your side, we'll not allow the border to open. So currently, they don't have any flag up there, but they were sitting, even though they did not put Guinea flag there, but they're sitting right there. The very people they put the Guinea flag the first time, and that brought the confusion. There's no more flag anymore, but they're sitting right there. I just sent a video to you. The guy went there today. When he went there, just a few hours ago, I think 3 hours ago, the train said, don't recall. You can talk to us, but don't bring any camera here. So he spoke to them, speaking to them, and returned on how to go like to the other immigration post that is closer to how to go FOIA itself. And if you reopen the camera, the video is there, you can play it. So they are sitting right there to the river that is serving as the border. They're on Liberia side. They are not on Guinea side. So the people are saying until you go back to Guinea side, we'll not open the border. That's the conversation we're having. The only thing that hasn't happened is that they have not hosted a new flag, which the day before. This time they are not hosted flag, but they're sitting right there.
But one question. When we're talking about the Saluba port of entry versus the FOIA entry, what's the difference between both?
FOIA doesn't have a port of entry. So the way it's looking like, it's like Zwedru and how do you call that place? Sesto River. So or let's just say Total and Sesto River. When you cross Sesto River, you have to pass two times to get to Total. Even though Total is not far from Sesto River, but Total is not Sesto River. It's Sesto River.
Let's call your microphone.
FOIA is not far from the border, but FOIA is not at the border. So from the border to FOIA is not far, but FOIA is not actually at the border. People can get sent from that border to carry to FOIA to go do construction. People can get things from FOIA, I go from that border and carry to FOIA for market and stuff, but it's not at the border. There's a town before getting to FOIA. Is that town? I think that's what they call the Solumba. I know what that town or that district name, but that particular area, but it's a little bit far from FOIA. So FOIA doesn't have a port of entry. It's Solumba that have a port of entry, and that's what we're talking about.
So my question to you all, why they left they abide by going back in FOIA, by retreating to their respective position, why they came to Saluba port of entry, that was not where the original conflict started from. It originally started from the FOIA border. But then why they went to Saluba? Why they went to that other area, or they wanted to go to all of the borders that Guinea have with Liberia? Because that's the confusing part.
No, Mr. Can you look at Mr. Can you first?
I feel that I know Mr. Smith is confusing the whole thing.
No, I'm asking this question for we all to learn.
The problem started from the Saluba border entry. Okay, you pass the Saluba entry before you get to FOIA. There is a checkpoint there. And that's what Mr. Zaza was talking about.
That checkpoint is not put on entry, it's just ordinary checkpoint.
Yes, ordinary checkpoint.
It's protecting the city of FOIA.
Yeah.
You enter in Zwedru.
So no,
it's not border.
Maybe you need to bring the correspondent here and he explain what I mean, or he explain or what he if I could speak, I'm not trying to pull you down, but if I could speak Bashan, I would have explained that.
No, I think that's the problem. The problem is the conflict started from the FOIA side. So how we get into Saluba port of entry and we're hearing the news that
Foya is the main town.
Foya is the city.
The city.
For that district, Foya district.
That's the city.
Soluba is within Foya district.
And you enter from Ivory Coast to Maryland, Liberia, you are entering a Plivo Sorokan district.
Right.
And
before the Plivo City itself, right?
It's far from there.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Right. So the Foya is a city, but it's a district also within the. That's where you get about Plivo. Plivo is a city, but the district also named after Plivo. So when you cross the border, you enter Plivo, but not Plivo City. You enter Plivo district. So you put enter Lofa County in Foya district, but from Soluba town, Soluba port of entry. The town they named after the port of entry.
When the thing started, it said Foya border. That's what I'm talking about. It started from Foya border. So that means there are several borders. It's not just one that we are talking about. That's what I'm trying to explain. I try to get to the audience to understand. Foya border is one. So Soluba entry is another. Border is one. So Soluba entry is another.
Oh, okay. Let me come in.
So this where when the reporter come, we will explain the next time when they come to explain.
For the last time, I want to continue to use the Cavallo River. The major town near Harper, when you branch up to go to the Cavallo River, it's called Pelebo. And Pelebo is far from the border now, but we call it Pelebo border. And then on the other side of Ivory Coast is Prolo. And that is Prolo immigration officers place. You can stand at the bank towards Liberia and look at the immigration on the other side of the river. So, when they say Foya, it does not necessarily mean that the place is in Foya. I know Soluba or Soluba, I know they were talking about. That is the same border. And these people came and crossed. And they came and recrossed. And you don't have problem with that?
No. I just wanted the understanding. That's all I got in there.
Thank you. Let Mr. Zanda come in.
I think you already got it. That's it. It's not like I just sent the video. The guy went there. You can walk from the immigration checkpoint inside to the main port of entry. So the port of entry is the water side, is the river itself. There's no bridge. So the people use canoes to cross. The moment you get on that canoe, the moment you cross that river on the canoe from the Liberia side, you are in Guinea. The moment you leave from Guinea side and you cross that river, you are in Liberia. Those guys have already left the Guinea side and they came on the side of Liberia, and they are stationed there where the Liberia flag was hosted. They took it from there and put their flag there before. But since the conversation went on, this time they are just there, but they don't have a flag hosted, but they are still stationed in Liberia. Since yesterday they got there, our security went there yesterday and said, I've been saying you came for peace, go back, do an official communication. You bring our people know talk about it. They say, okay, but we're not going back until the people who told us to come here tell us to go back. So the brother said, okay, you can stay there. As far as we're concerned, the border remain closed until you go back. Today, when Emmanuel Koto went there, they said they want the border to be open. So the brother said, no, we can't open the border when you're on our side. Go to your side, then we'll decide to open the border. But as long as you remain on the side, be here, we'll remain to our immigration post on our side. We'll lead a port of entry with you because you are different group of people. We are different group of people. We are different nations. Stay here. We'll stay to our place. Now they are there, but they did not host any flag. There's no flag there to know whether it's a Liberian land or Guinean land. But as far as we're concerned with the natural border, which I don't know whether a natural border, but anyway, with the recognized border, let me just say it that way. With the recognized border, which is the river, they are on the other side that is considered as Liberia. There where they are. And they did not say they come to claim the land. They said their people say they should be there until they have a conversation on what is going on and it is resolved. So until it's resolved, they're not going to go back. And not like bro tell them to go. The people tell them to come. There are people that tell them to come. The people they're waiting for. The people tell them to go back before they go back. So they are still sitting there on the Liberia side, but without a flag. That's that. I think that it's already been explained. I think Mr. Smith already understand it. We can move on. But like I said,
so can we play the video you sent to Alex? Alex, go in the chat room that video so we can play it because the guy got explanation. I listening to it now, and that will make our viewer understand everything if you play that video.
You are muted. You're talking to yourself, brother. Don't forget.
No, I told Alex to play it. Alex, to play
that's what I'm saying. Alex is muted.
Alex is muted. You were speaking, but you're muted. Okay. So everything Mr. Zen said is clear. So that's it. That maybe the video are not getting what we were saying, but everything is clear. I'm trying to find a video, but even if you see that, I'm trying to get a video, but even if you see that video on the screen there, they are on Liberia side. They are not on their own side. So that one of the video there, they just uploaded on Spoon 6 hours ago.
The one I share in the I beg to differ. I don't know what in that chat room. The one I share in the
that one I told him to go. Alex, go to our chat room.
The one you share, I come in and pull it on.
That one I told him to go. Alex, go to our chat room.
I get it already, Virgin.
I'm trying to make my way to the border. So we go in there to see if we can talk to the guys up there. I mean, to just check exactly what is happening there. So come with me. Let me show you what's happening on the side. Okay, guys. So I've just tried to talk to the Guinean soldiers. I just spoke with them, and they were telling that they cannot speak to me. You know, they allow me to film, and they say that what is important here is that the two superintendents, that is the superintendent of Lofa County and the other superintendent from the GEDEH side, when they meet and talk, then they will allow us to actually, do whatever we do. But honestly, what happened here is that the conversation has been like, easy one, in that they are not hostile, maybe because we are journalists. But I mean, they just told me, my colleague, that what you can do is go back, talk to your people, and then they can come and talk with the other people around. They can go. They also asking for the border to be open, that people will pass freely and come to Guinea or come to Liberia. Anyway, so that's all we have time for. Behind me there, that's where I went to the bank of the river and I had to take time to come back. So keep watching the County Diary. My name is Simon Kotu. Ready? Okay, guys. So I told you earlier on, I'm trying to make my way to the border. So we go in there to see if we can talk to the guys up there. I mean, to just
Well, the video is stuck. I don't know what the problem.
Alex, what happened with the video? Yeah. We can move on. I think we got the idea. Okay, Alex? Okay, I think we got the idea. Let's go to our next topic. Um,
Is Alex here?
so he can slow us. Maybe he going through something. Maybe. So because Alex had to change. Can you hear my voice? Zaza said it looked like
I
you
can hear your
muted.
voice.
So
I'm hearing you, but you may put me on the
oh
screen. I don't know
Zaza.
why you put me on
Oh
the screen.
okay. So
You are
so
you are
let's
a
move on.
CEO for tonight.
So let's move on. Okay, let's move on. It look like he want to make you the
It's
central point
it's
tonight,
an
Mr.
apology for
Zaza.
staying away.
He made you the central point. I know why he doing that. But anyway, let's go to the other that we have to discuss, and that is, and Mr. Zaza, I don't know whether you got much knowledge about that. Yesterday, the free uh, Sam Jackson due to in 48 hours, the police couldn't come up with something of against him, whether to take him to court. So they had to release him. Although he's not a free person yet, the police still developing and waiting for the autopsy from Simose. And then I learned also that uh, the Sam Jackson team is getting a pathology, and that pathology coming from America. His name is Rockefeller Cooper. Will be on. I think he should be in Liberia right now. So after all of that, then we will know. I said maybe in the next 72 hours, according to the IG, they might be able to come up with another decision whether they're taking this matter to court. So according to, we discussed it this morning at the state podium, there's a homicide case. It means a homicide. Then the state have to have a strong message to link Sam Jackson saying it's a homicide. So this where the police must find. Now we also saying that the police the contamination of evidence. We have Christopher Nippe yesterday who have background in policing, and he didn't like how the scene of the crime, which is Sam Jackson house, people were going in and out, how whether this will have impact on the case. So I just want to bring it to you all and to elaborate the evidence we are getting. There's an audio too, and what's his name? Alex, if you look for from Front Page Africa, they came up with where they're waiting, the IG is waiting for the autopsy from St. Moses. So if they get that in 72 hours, they will be able to know what to do next. So what you think about the case? As the case is progressing, or you think it's staying the same? What do you think are the questionable issue in this case as we move forward? Let me start with Zaza first and Mr. Newman second. Zaza, what do you think?
Well, thank you, Mr. Smith. I'm not a security person, but I think from simple logic, like for what we saw in America, most of the things are on the TV, so we can learn from the television and other stuff. When these kind of things happen, you want to investigate, especially a country like abroad that is, so political, and this person you're dealing with is an opposition. It's an opposition. I think the best to do is to always work hands in hand with the person. So you tell the person, say, hey, this is what we discover and want to conduct autopsy. We all know that unless it is something that the people decide not to get the family involved, if it is the government's body. I don't know whether in the case of that lady, she's a government body yet. But even at that, they will ask you to get involved to know that, hey, we're going to do this. We want you to be there. Your representative have to be there. So I don't know whether the Jackson's family agree to be part of the autopsy that went on. If not, whether they have asked, the government have asked the Jackson family to say, oh, bring your own autopsy. Articles, especially pathologists. I have no idea. My knowledge is actually limited on this issue because of the politics. And I'm afraid Liberia is being hurt by the too much political issue that we run with. CDC want her, United Party want her CDC, or CMC want her, United Party want her CMC. So at the end of the day, Liberia is not being seen. People, we just spoke about right now about the issue of the border. The moment you say border, you bring some people, they say Joseph Boakai, they'll turn it back on the entire thing and start bringing Boakai. So I don't know the entire story, but I wish the best. And what I know about is that after 48 hours, if you can't charge the person, you have to release them. That's the law. So if that is the reason why they're releasing, that can be one. In some cases, they can release you in 48 hours and still rearrest you for the 48 hours to start counting again. So if it doesn't happen like that, maybe they can say, okay, because of this, they can say somebody must take, should I say, receive the man to keep him until we need him back, so that they can either turn you over to your lawyer or to somebody of permanent status that they know will not run away, or that they can be held responsible if anything happens. So those cases, if it happens, then we are going the right way. But if it is not, but like I said, I don't have much idea on it. If it is not, then I don't know what they are doing. But I hope it happens that way. We should be good for Liberia, because if bad thing happen for Liberia, it scares investors, and when investors don't come, those are who's sitting here and making fat that we don't want to feed it. The fathers are looking for our children. Will start taking 10 hours from there, take 2 hours from there, 3 hours from there. So I hope the best happen for Liberia, so that it doesn't give Liberia a bad image, because that's one aspect of it. The second part of it, and maybe you can help me later. We know that there's a law in America that says any American citizen outside of Liberia, if they commit outside of America, if they commit any crime, bring them back to America. So if Samuel is also a citizen, there's another thing we have to look at too. Whether the embassy is involved, how is it going about? But like I said, I don't have much information. So those of you who have been talking about it, maybe you can help me clear up my doubt. But that's what I got to say. Thank you. You are muted. You are muted.
Mr. Nima, we'll come back to you, but let's go to the callers because they've been waiting patiently. I just got information for Alex. Let's do that. When we come back, Mr. Nima will go to you to expand on the question that Mr. Zaza asked.
I want to suggest, so already on the topic, and we are only 3, then you get opinion. Then when the callers come in, then we just go to different things later, so that you don't forget.
I won't talk for long, because I said most of what I have to say, last night. I questioned the guest that I know. Okay, mute yourself, please. Veteran Smith. Okay. I said, after the death occurred, it took more than 3 days for the police to declare the place as a crime scene. And somebody used contaminated evidence, and he said, no, it was compromised. And I told him, I'm an environmental engineer. This is how we define a contamination. And he agreed. So this whole issue here, as Mr. Zaza has already said, 48 hours, what we're expecting was when they declared a man free to go home, and free to go where? Because the place is declared as a crime scene. He cannot go back there. He should have been rearrested for another 48 hours. So that's all I have to say. So let's go to the colors. Thank you.
Alex, all yours. Alex, all yours. Alex.
Well, indeed, that's it. This wonderful time here on Top 105.3, folks. Yeah, you've been there listening this wonderful evening here on Top 105.3. Following the show, from the president's speech, you listen to the panelists giving their own analysis when it comes to the issues of the FOIA Bola. You listen. It's about time that we take calls from you, and let's hear from you this wonderful time. 0776 105 105. 881-14-3504. 0776-105. We go on the line and pick up this person. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Jania, where do you join us from?
Yeah, my name is Spiritual Tobo. I'm joining from Total View.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you very much. You know, I've been monitoring your thing tonight from the evening and the hour.
Okay.
I want to make my follow, you are not getting something. But just what I will say, somebody is what you and you have passage. I had a brother is looking. I've been in Lofa County. I made 3 complete years in Lofa. I was living in Soso. I was living in Guayma. I was living in Kolam, and I live in Foya. So the people even say Foya Bola is not making a mistake, but the town, the town, that certain town, it almost close out of Foya, but it's not to say if you live from Swaju, going party to cross the border and go Africa. I had the town and Foya looking. And that Bola land, before entering in Foya town, they get there. They get a gate there, and that gate be reached. Even you cross the border from Guinea, you bring a load to that gate, they will charge your load before you will take up a car, you enter Foya and city. So okay. that had a difference looking what it. You see where you live from here, you go Africa. You reach to the border, the people will be checking your load before you get to Africa start. I have Foya and that town looking. I've been to that place, I'm complete 1 year, 6 months. In our Foya area there, and we'll be crossing going to the border. But the thing here, my brother just had to talk. We are worrying. You one of me, I can't lie. I'm worrying. I live in Morocco, September 18, Mimia, October, War, Mimia, 1990, War, Mimia, April, say, War, Mimia. People when I see war, that they work and say, oh, the president must be all the people do the but when I pass in war, after 1990 working, I was in the age of 10 years. Then I ran away. I went 7. In 7, I grew up. I came from 7 to 10, and I can't la grow. And now the 7 I went Lofa County. I made 3 years in Lofa. So I know all in Lofa County there. We used to go in the border, go Guayma, go to the border, go Guinea, go there. So really baking the Guinea people. And the government really try and see a boy who now won't work. Some all be down with our children. We already determined to set our children foundation. Therefore, it will get John Oil again, go in that country and become refugees. It's our Easter packet. Would have run away 1991 and 7 who know what will pass through there. The Hatter or not, he says, but by the grace of God, we are living today. We lose our brother, we lose our father, we lose our brother. It's not easy. So baking the for me, and they want try and settle the thing, and the people go back to their staff. They play the move, they play fast before they enter over there. I know the area. I've been there. I know when no father I don't see the loma or they can see that. Oh, but they complete 3 years in no father and not know when you came in no father. I will not know.
All right.
So baking the people they want try and cross that place and go by everything the thief. Oh, now one walk, now one run away. Thank you, my brother.
So your name again?
My name is Felicia Tobo. I always calling on the show.
Okay.
I'm calling from Totenville.
Thank you so much. 0776105105 881143504 because very cattle. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Wulu at the Donantware. Thank you. As a message good evening to all of our professors. Again and again, welcome in class. And a happy, prosperous new year to Mr. Zaza. We miss you a lot. Welcome back in the great Stapler University / Abek D4. It's another class, which is the evening class. To the issue, Mr. Wulu. For me, since of today, I've been following all of the activities.
Okay.
And let me just say this. I had a close friend of mine. It's a soldier in the Guinean army. Guess what? This guy is a Liberian and grew up in Guinea and joined the army. In fact, during the Ekoma War, he came here. His name is Sergeant Chef. Sergeant Chef in the Liberian army, we call that Staff Sergeant.
Okay.
Sekou Kamara. He's also a son at that very border. Today, I managed to go through some of his family members, got his contact, and hear myself a little bit complicated. Yes, it is truth. They are still occupying a portion of land that is belong to Liberia. That is belong to Liberia. Now, my own disappointment, and I continue to say, is the whole problem started from an illicit money or illegal money activity in the river that quote unquote we claim to be the borderline of our two countries. What I thought our government is supposed to do by now, first and foremost, get the company that was involved or that is involved into that money activity that brought this problem. Let the horse be able to summon them, know who gave them permit through the Ministry of Land, Mines and Energy, because we're still getting intelligent information as well that this company is also owned by our own Internal Affairs Minister.
Okay.
Go through all of these formalities, get to understand where the problem is coming from. Before you settle all problem, you do conflict resolution. The first and foremost thing is the cause of the conflict. Must be known by you, then you know where to start from. But we leave all the one behind. All we know, we want peace. We want peace. We want peace. How are we wanting the peace to be restored when the cause of the problem, the root cause of this problem is not being handled? The aim of the guys remaining to that point. The guy said to me, there was a sign down there by their president, direct order, executive order, not even the chief of staff or defense minister, until they get instruction from the president they should withdraw in the force. But yes, they were asked to now host plan no longer because they are so into the process and they want to know the quantity, the limit, and the people are carrying illegal money to that river by this company. It is what the government of Guinea wants to know. I'm giving you some in-depth intelligence. So let nobody say the people are not occupying Liberia. They are there for a purpose they want to know. So it's incumbent upon our government, instead of lawmakers going to the border on Friday, let them now make use of this time to summon the company or whoever is connected to the company and provide important information so they can start their negotiation from with their counterparts. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much, Gwede Katu, for being part of the show. 0776-105-105-881-14-3504. We pick up two more scores and then we go back to the panelists here. 0776-105-105. We pick up this person. Hello.
Hello, this is Mr. Gonda. Say Gonda calling from Chedbe.
Mr. Gonda, welcome to the show.
Me, I just have this simple question. How old is Liberia? How old is Guinea? When was the boundary established? You say yesterday or few days ago that Guinea knew that a part of the Makuna River belonged to them, or it had been a long time something and they kept trying to get clarity, because as far as my knowledge can say me, Liberia existed long since before Guinea. We had our natural boundary with Guinea, which according to Liberian history is the Makuna River. I listen to some people, they say they have map that the people dealing with. When was this map drawn? When? They say today that they establishing boundary with Liberia. Let's be real here, man. People should not look at their military might and encroach on people's land with the understanding that people are doing money. Granted, if they are doing money, are they doing on the Guinean side or the Liberian side? How old is Liberia? How old is Guinea? Liberia had or boundary.
Alex, what's going on?
Yes, Guinea even begin independent. According to independent, I'm older than Guinea. How can they come today and say they claim land? You, baby, yesterday, we existed before you, like you come and claim boundary? Thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being part of the show, Mr. Segonda. We pick up one more call that will go by. If not, we'll give it back to the panelists to give their own quarter analysis on this, and then we move forward. Yeah. So, Bedekatu will give you 1 minute quick.
Yeah, thank you. Mr. Wulu, what a point that my old man, Mr. Gonda, just raised.
Yeah.
I also did research. I got a document in my possession that tells me that identical borderland, the river that is in question, that agreement was signed in January 13, 1907 in France, where Liberia sent a delegate to color with the Guinean delegate as well. And the agreement that was signed is the river that is in question for on the side of Guinea. The boundary recognized is at the bank. Meaning Liberia and Guinea boundary is at the bank of the river on the Liberia side. So when you look at that, even the map, I got everything with me here. It tells you that the river far on Guinea side, where the guys were doing the money, selling money or whatever money they were doing there, they were doing it on the side of Guinea. I said that the document will be which tomorrow I will see. I will print it out on my phone and share it with you as well.
No, I already have that. I already have that copy.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much for being smart. So what we are saying is, thank God our president continues to say diplomacy is what important to go through, and that's a fact. But equally so, the root cause of this problem must be handled. All the company in question, why in fact they had to do money? Was that the agreement? They wanted to send money to build the building in Foya. Why not carry you to start doing money of minerals? Tell the problem given. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, folks, we will leave it like they go back to the panelists for their quarter analysis, and then we move on to the next topic here this wonderful evening. So, just keep following and don't you go away. Let me hold that things on there quickly. That is back to you guys.
Okay, thank you very much, Alex. Please have the other topic of discussion audio ready. The position of retired soldier, they're weighing on this issue also. I send you the audio. Thanks to Front Page Africa not Trumpet Africa, another news organization for giving all that. They retire. He said it was a mistake for them to retire some of them, and the reorganization of our army is creating problem because if some of those soldiers from Liberia they were there today, some of the things that happened at the border wouldn't have happened. So I would like to hear his views. So have it ready, and now I will go around to Mr. Numo to talk on address some of the concerns of the caller, and then Mr. Zaza, and then I will say something, and then we'll go to our audio. That will be the last topic for tonight.
Okay, somebody. Hello? Hello? Oh, okay. I think it's good now. Somebody asked, how old is Liberia? How old is Guinea? And I know the person knows how old Liberia is. Guinea gained its independence on October 2, 1958. And that was after Ghana gained its independence. And the illicit mining issue that Billy Katu highlighted. I think at the beginning of this show, I talk about it. I talk about the place where they say they're doing the sand mining. I didn't see any sand there. And even CDC has accused Nyamande, local government minister, of doing illicit mining there. And President Boakai and his Sierra Leone counterpart went to Guinea. But I didn't hear anything about the equipment that is seized from the Liberia side. So this whole thing is complicated. And I told some people years back, I say I'm looking at the Kavala River. The whole river is on the side of Ivory Coast. The boundary is at the bank towards Liberia. That's what we have. The French people wanted to use the river. Even the bridge they are building on the Kavala River at the Pluro or Pelabo or side. At Pluro and Pelabo side. That money, World Bank or African Development Bank, send that money to the Ivory Coast because the river is on their side. And they are building it. So, the French people, they mess with us. They wanted to use the river for river transport, and because they were world power and Liberia was not, and we had to go to the ceremony and sign. So a second emotion. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Okay, Veteran Smith is not here, so Mr. Zaza, it's up to you.
Sorry, I'm trying to unmute myself. Sorry. Thank you so much, Mr. Numbo. These things, like I said from the beginning, because of the 2-minute partisanship, so now hard for you to just quote one person. Because you may be trusted, Mr. Numbo. But you send me Azaza, maybe as a sedition man, you send me a good report for you, I'll quote, I'll do something to make the government look ugly. or maybe you send me a unity party, I let unity party, I'll do something to make unity party look. So now, even our reporters, most of them are not trusted. So information we got from us that they are bait and pieces. We have to use our own, wisdom to interpret things. But you are an environmentalist. You know that there's an okay, unmute yourself. I know you say you're trying to say unmute yourself. Unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself.
I'm not environmentalist. I'm environmental engineer.
Okay, but the
environmentalists are the people who go around and make noise about environmental engineers. No, about environmental issues. But environmental engineers are the scientists.
Yeah. So okay. So the point I'm trying to put through is that
I go was just the man who are going around or making noise.
Yeah. So actually, the point I'm trying to put through is that at least you understand environment.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you know that there's something called environmental degradation. Mm-hmm. If you mess with nature, nature will react. And the river is nature. Mm-hmm. So you digging from the river, some people understand environment will be afraid. Maybe the river will overflow one day and overrun our villages. Mm-hmm. So they might be speaking. I'm not saying that's the point. I'm just speaking from that point. I know.
Well, I want to add to it. There's something we call environmental justice.
Right. Environment seek justice. That's what I true. A fight for yourself. When you attack it, and when you attack it, it's gonna be bad. That's why most times they can say don't take sand from the beach. They got designated area that you can go and take sand. Because if you do it, the ocean can react, and when you're reacting, guess what? Horses that are around there will all get broken. So I'm not saying that is the reason, but sometimes when you dig in a river, the other people can be a friend. Say, oh no, happened they put the way they dig in the river will cause flooding. So maybe they can want to stop you. I'm not saying that's the reason. I'm just speaking from the environmental in those standpoint.
Yes.
That is another reasonable scientific point that you can look at to say, okay, maybe they are afraid. So because you're using drag, you're using excavators. You already displacing nature. And when you displace nature, nature will seek justice. You just spoke about it. It will react. So that could be another reason they put my art. But some we don't know actually their reason is right now. Even though they say people digging sand or put on their side, I don't know what is the main reason. Other people are saying they play digging, they play in Labrador, they play in Guinea, or they play. So it's not about how old is the country that the point I want to address. Mm-hmm. It's about the safety of the people that are around that area. It doesn't matter whether you are old or you're young. You know, I can be older than Ellis, and Ellis be clever and smarter and maybe well educated than me, and you can correct me. So it's the same way you can be older than Guinea, and Guinea can understand environment more than you. Mm-hmm. You can just get anybody paper to go do anything, and they can say, no, you know what, we need to protect our people right here. Maybe it will cause flooding. People who got a farm near the river, they might not be able to get food next year because of the flooding, or people who get a horse closer to the river, water might carry their villages, or people who like swimming. Because the way you digging, maybe they play deeper, they may not know about the place, they go swim there, water might get. So there are many reasons that can cause this kind of thing. But so it's not about whether you older than people or the people older than you. It's about what you do that they may feel threatened, that made them take that posture. But like I said, I'm just speaking out of my understanding, but I really don't know what is happening at the border. So don't hold to say you might not say.
But your president here say he doesn't believe in climate change now.
But you see my president here, I'm talking about my president here, bro. So
anyway.
Yeah, so Mr. Smith, in conclusion, what I'm saying is that you don't have to be people don't have to be older than you, or you don't have to be older than the people. When they feel threatened, they'll take a position. And, every nation has to protect themselves. We got to be careful with what we allow at our borders. We got to be very careful. We shouldn't just be, our carelessness should not go to that extent. What will make other people look at us ugly and make other people look at us like we don't care. And when they do that, then they will take position and make us look ugly. See how we're looking today. They poke on your we can't do anything, we can't say anything. So we should just be careful with how we take positions. That's what I got to say. Thank you.
Yes, and my one small before I go to Ellis to play that audio. One of the lady called and she helped me to understand the district and the terrain in Lofa. I must commend her. She broke it down, and also she helped to understand the impact of war, what war can do to us, and she don't want to go back. She know what she went through going to other countries to fight war, and the impact she and her family had to endure. So she want for this to be solved. And when I talk to the reporter tomorrow, I hope to find out which company own the sand mining business over there. We really haven't gotten to know the name of the company and all of that. I will ask him first thing tomorrow morning, what's the name of the company, whether it's owned by government or whether it's owned by someone different. I will get that information for tomorrow's show. So, Ellis, the subject we're going to discuss next will be there were military soldiers that retired very early and brought in recruited new military soldier. So one Mr. Colley want to weigh in to the present condition that is happening now. And so I want you to play that audio, and that would be our last discussion for the night.
I thought you were going to the Sam Jackson issue, and then you threw it away. You going to Mr.
I thought you hit it on the nail. You said we talked about it last night, and you gave your opinion.
We talked about it last night. I was just restating what I said last night.
Yeah.
Mr.
So,
yeah.
And Ms. Asha spoke about it. So not much we're going to except tomorrow or when the 72
I had
hours.
about 3 questions that were not addressed, but it's okay. You are the moderator.
No.
You can just suggest.
Oh, we come to elect. Let's do this first.
Okay. And can the man see?
Audio, Alex.
And Salib that she was leaving the country over time bomb. Looking at it, they were just looking at it as a measure. There's nowhere in the world you will have internal conflicts, and because of internal conflicts, you disband your entire fighting group out of the country and bring on new forces who are not even have a challenge and seeing their friend dying in a battle for the country. So when I said it, like many Liberians said, because I want a job. These are some of the bombs I'm talking about. In the whole of West Africa, Liberia had the best infantry soldier ever existed in West Africa. And it was these infantry soldiers that were disbanded without a bang, without having benefits. When I was speaking for them, I was a quite political prisoner of Ellen Joseph Salih. This is not the question of the Guinean crossing on our Liberian soils and even making an attempt to put the flare on our land. Now, I come back to address the current issue. I condemn the issue the last. I put out, current events. I condemn the issues and I ask Mamadi Dumuya on the social media, on a lot of platforms, to disassociate himself from this recklessness of the soldiers. And in fact, I had the commander there arrested and detained and set a court-martial board because this is regional security threat. Soldiers commit those kind of acts. As a commander under your watch, you must be court-martial because it's regional security threat to another country that can bring disaster between the both countries. They almost like declaring war on that country. That said something before. I said in the sub-region, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Africa, and Liberia. The 3 countries that surrounding or looking at us as protagonists, and they preparing themselves as antagonists. So after the war, America put on sanctions on the 3 countries. These sanctions have been violated. America are not taking any steps. The sanction is on Guinea because President Peter Barry, in Sierra Leone. So our own, because of hatred, professional people like us were chunking away from the military. Now, you got a young military. Then you say the military men should be all of college, high school before you can recruit them. This is Africa. It was not done like that. The army is responsible to educate for elements in any means and bind. The army wants choose to be engineer, the army choose to be infantry soldier. So right now, prior to the training of our soldiers, We made a mistake. Now, I said it. We introduced our military map to foreign countries, to our neighbors. Salon were involved in our military training. Guinea were involved in our military training. Ghana were involved in our military training. And they saw our military map of our country. So anytime they can infiltrate. And after the training of the military, I said it. I said it was not fine for a neighbor to know our military strength and our military map politically for our country. I said it. Now, the second thing I said was that the strength of the military after the civil crisis was not enough. The violation of the Comprehensive Peace Accord, it was a total threat to our securities of the state. So the Comprehensive Peace Accord talk about restructuring the armed forces of Liberia. And the restructuring process was to even maintain 3-4 battalions of the army, and you carry on recruitment with the consent of the legislature. The soldiers we got right now, they were not recruited by legislations. When I said they were malicious, people said, what should I say? The American trained the people. The American trained us too. But we were recruited by legislation. So today, the strength of our military have been in. The entire country military have been overcome, but they're the same. Full of people to send there. 1,000 men is at the border point. Then you got less than 2,500, including the general and special staff of the military in Liberia. How can you cut down situation like this? Can the Liberian government give me 5 pay for all the years I sit down for to go to Dover to do proper planning, militarily to react to those guys? And we had the soldiers in this country, the day they pull out the flag, a commander Nigeria calling entered that soil. All the soldiers from Guinea, I will arrest them and disarm them. If you fire one round, I will fire multiple rounds. That's how it should be. Because you cannot play fair on the Liberian land. You declare war. I will retire. The two government will settle it. It's regrettable that President Walker will take himself to go to Guinea to discuss the matter. President Walker will allow this matter to be discussed in the South region in different Guinea, a disrespect to our land. But what can he do when you don't have a tick and the super can a super boom? So you cannot chew in it. He looked like a child to Dumuya because Dumuya is falling quick. And I advising our military that under my voice, they must demonstrate commitment to the peace process where we reach. Because to escalate this matter into gun firing, it will get off backward because Captain General Collins will not be willing 100% the way he was treated in the army to die for their land. But I will continue to advocate for peace in this country.
And others who also serve in the army, some of whom are out of the country in America, have written on social media, expressing their willingness if for any reason the situation intensify to come by and aid the army. And they have also, committed themselves to even conducting training for the military and even some youth who may want to have interest in the military.
Let me tell you something. Those guys who talking, both of them ran away from this country. Both of them, when Congo was very here, they ran away from this country and they were not here. Some of them went to Guinea, they stayed down to Virginia, and they went to America. They don't even know. When you talk about gun firing, they hear the sound, they were wrong. They don't know that they not fought war. They did not see the fire. When Captain Kwame was fighting war, when I was war prisoner, the IMPFL, war prisoner, I was fight to die. When Charles Taylor was over the water plant, I was giving instructions. But it was like Kwame was coming to town. Elizabeth Brown, the BBC reporter, was with me when I was firing guns. And they had to. This is not policy. Father said, this is a reality. I spoke over BBC when I talked the hard rule from the MPFL. Can they do? No. I kept up Buchanan April the 1st, 1992. I entered Buchanan town before anybody. I entered there for the one man in this country. We challenge bullets. People die with us. We know how a bullet looks like. Can they do? They say now in America, you know how many times they have enjoyed? They're doing that to come down and see incorporated in the military, but we are right because we are not benefit like they're doing the other soldiers right now, and these soldiers are not for it. But we are asking is that President Walker to be very critical in addressing the issue because if we make any attempt, Guinea will infiltrate our country, and it will be a disaster for us.
Okay, unless you can call it off there. Okay, unless you can call it off there. So, Mr. Zaza, I will make you fight. So, what you got out of the recording? What you got out of the recording from a past soldier? He didn't like how the restructuring of our army, and he mentioned other things. that if the past soldier they were here, they would be in readiness, but the new soldier we train, he had something different to say about them. What you gather from the recording?
Thank you, Mr. Smith. I think the man is in an error, and the reason I said it is that they are. Sorry, I saw me paying you close quick. Just give me a moment, close the thing quick, please. Okay, am I clear now? Okay, so the reason for this disbandment of the AFL was logical, because the AFL during the war became a fashion. People in the army left the army to fight for their tribes, and it was hard for you to distinguish who is actually committed to the nation and who is committed to a particular person. Like today, while Labrador became so political, where journalists, even journalists, professional people are all more concerned about their political parties more than the nation. So the war actually, it hurt the army. Not all of them, but majority of them were actually, they became fashion. Those who were crown could not sit down for crown men to be killed, so they started protecting crown. Those who were Gyo could not sit down and Gyo men be killed, they started protecting the Gyo. Those who were Basso, they did the same thing. So if you look at all the fashion that came about, it did not come about because somebody wanted to be president, but because they wanted to protect their regions and their people. You know, LPC, dominated by Crown, Model, dominated by Crown, the Lord, dominated by Mandingo, the Lofa Defense Force, and what they got anything called Basso Defense Force, whatever the case was. All the warring factions, they were dominated by tribes. And most of them were led by AFL people. So you can't bring a poor bike and make a national army. So the best they could have done for peace sake was to let everybody go and let everybody reapply. You know, it was dangerous. You know, you somebody who was in LPC fighting law, they bring a man to make him general or a lawyer, somebody get that. So the best thing to do is nothing. You go, lawyer man, you LPC man go, you reapply. You know, we'll do a background investigation and decide to see who will bring back in the force. So it was not wrong. That's the first thing I see. The next thing, for you to say the president is not doing the right thing, let me understand. The very first thing I want people to understand is that when you are a leader, the first thing is to protect life. Not because you are, I mean, you get going, you go and shoot somebody. No. It should be the last resort. Now, if you say tomorrow, you say, okay, if you, the way he's speaking now, if the president has said tomorrow, I may all go and fight the broker at that place. How many do we have in our country that are army? How many of them? You think about 6 million people, you get less than 3,000 people in the army. You want to go for a country that got over 500,000 people as their army? Even if they don't know how to use a weapon, the size alone can defeat you. So you can't do that. You can't just say. So I think he was speaking out of some sentiment. He angry that he's doing for the army. I'm not saying he's not trained. I'm not saying he's not able to do it, but that should be the last resort. Even today, they will have a manual union how to go conversation. If it doesn't work, go to ECWA, go to AU. You are on the United Nations Council. Use the United Nations. And you know, the example, what told Taylor from here? You will not because Taylor in Labrador, you are bad, but because Taylor was president, what enter Arcos, when Taylor was president, what enter Sierra Leone. The only reason they didn't enter Guinea is that most of the people who came from Guinea, you know, that came with learn, they were there. So you couldn't just go to Guinea. But guess what? You went to Arago, you went to Sierra Leone, and you are, if possible, you are enter Guinea too. So you know what happened? Taylor does not respect, you know, how do you call that? Sovereignty. He does not respect international integrity. So That's why the international community came in. Right now, Dumi, I don't know what he's doing. He just he can get army, so he can attack several anytime. He attack anybody anytime. If you carry the thing to the United Nations, if they think you bring it to the United Nations knowledge, they will want him. That should be our last resort. You know, I'm not saying we shouldn't send our army there, but guess what? Don't put their blood tested. Our army, let me tell you one more thing before I leave, Mr. Numbo. It happened to all in Arrow Coast. We were in Tai. The Afro army fell because they got helicopter, they got jet bomber, they got.
No, don't leave though.
No, I'm not leaving. Why? I mean, before I end. I mean,
Okay.
I'm trying to end my conversation. Okay. So they attacked the place, Temobola, 2005. Guess what? Blue Water and people, LPC, Blue Water say, go for them. They were taking it for a joke. With a mower, their jet bomber, everything, they ran it out of Tai. The children with the Jota rope all on themselves, with our clothes holding gun in their hand, they have ran away. The Harry Post ceased in 2005. Don't all look Liberian, they are brave. Guinea may be powerful, Guinea may have all the arms, like broken, but guess what? It should be the last resort. Because guess what? If one person die, that's a human being. Whether it's a Guinean or Liberian, it's a human being. So we shouldn't encourage war. So I know that man is speaking out of sentiment because they did it in the past, so we should do it now. We saw why they did in the past. They were not just people that were killed. They were not just Crown people that were killed. They were not just people that were killed. Not just Mandingo people that were killed. The entire Labrador suffered. Today we're still struggling. We are still struggling today. Today we're still sending people to India, sending people to Nigeria, sending people to South Africa to go to hospital when all people used to come to us. Now we're struggling to rebuild. Then we should ask to pay and go to war. If you refuse to go to war, it doesn't mean you are lazy, but because you are thinking about the damage war can cause. So I think he spoke out of sentiment. I'm not saying he's wrong, but to me, I think that's not the right thing to do. And I did not support Joseph Boga, but I like the position he's taking. That should be the first position you should take. The war should be the last resort, and I pray we don't go to that resort. Thank you.
Mr. Numa?
Okay, thank you, Reverend Smith. All these fashions, including the AFL, during the Ellen administration, or let's go back and say during the disarmament, they were given money, because I heard this guy talking about somebody having university degrees to go in the army. During the disarmament, they gave them money to go to the University of Liberia or some training institutions, and they sold everything to the highest bidders. And that is why they find themselves in the situation they are in now. And when he was speaking, I said that tautology there, because he was not addressing the point. Is Liberia ready to go to war with any country? Let's say in West Africa, any of its neighbors. Liberia is not ready. And we should not be beating the war chest, saying, oh yeah, we may we this and that. We are beyond that. We should be a responsible nation. We are all nation now. We get gray hair. The gray hair comes with wisdom. And that's what I want for Liberia to exhibit. But not somebody, saying, oh, if our time, or if we were still in the army, what would they do? Go and fight? cross the border and start shooting without thinking about the repercussions. So no, I'm not actually with him though. I just want to stop that.
In their concern that maybe they should have done it both ways, kept some of our disbanded soldier and mix it with the new ones and have both instead of the disbandment of all of them. And some of them could have been useful with the knowledge that they had. What you think about it, Mr. or Mr. Newmo this time? I go to Mr. Zaza later.
Well, okay. Well, the people went by the ARCHIE agreement. The people, the U.S. company that went or that trained the army, they went by the ARCHIE agreement. Even the GMA program, they went by the ARCHIE agreement. Everything they did in Liberia, even though I'm not saying it's perfect, GMA program was to develop systems for our government entities. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. So up to now, we don't have systems. They were to develop records. Up to now, if you ask them, you go to the library and say, how many students graduated, 1990 from high school? They'll be scratching their head. So we don't have record, we don't have anything. Even when you're doing research, you have to do research on some other African countries and mimic their result to be Liberia result. So nothing is going on right. So no. Go to Mr. Zaza now.
Mr. Zaza, Mr. Newman, I'm going to go to you. Straight to you, Mr. Zaza.
Yeah, what is the question? Please. Is it the same question?
Yeah, but you broke it down to say because of ethnicity, they couldn't keep some of the military. But I think could they have done better, kept the good ones, the one that could have been very much trained and then mix it with the new one and have both, but to dissolve all of it. I mean, all of them were not part of the ethnicity. In there was some good one they let go. You think that was a mistake?
No, I said it here. It's not a mistake, Mr. Smith. Let it, for instance, on the platform, and we start having confusion. You say, okay, now if you say, Mr. Smith, you leave, even though Mr. Smith, Mr. Nubo making plan, you say, you, Mr. Smith, leave, Mr. Zah, leave. Mr. Smith feel like you're discriminating against them. So even though you don't want Mr. Zah, Mr. Smith, what you say, we're scattering the whole thing, we're starting all over. All of you reapply. And then we're not going to accept you based on background check results. So if they have applied, if the good one apply, they will accept them. If they not apply, how do they know they are good? So the people doing background check. So you didn't come back, the people give you the option, they say apply. You didn't apply. They said, why did I keep you? When they already give you the option, say, did you apply? Did I take you? How do you know you are even good when you don't apply for no do background check? So the opportunity was given. The people open the army and say everybody should reapply. So if and those who apply, they ask questions. When you apply, they fashion the UK, anybody they ask certain questions that the Geneva the Geneva Agreement on war, talks about. That when you go to war, you arrest someone who surrender to you. You don't kill them. They're pure. They were you lost and loss of the war. They'll ask you the question. If you say, "Oh no, me I do," then tomorrow somebody come and say, "Oh, I saw Mr. Smith, do you know? Or I saw Mr. Zaza, do you know?" Then they'll not allow you by in the army. But they'll not just work. The very thing they say everybody should reapply. So the opportunity was there for them to reapply. Did they apply? Did they accept them? So I don't think so because it was open to everybody. I was in Labro. Even I here got recruited by the army. By the police. My recruiter was a Guinean. I mean, not Guinean, was a Ghanaian. He took me to Bento. They were having a base. I did a test that day. I think I came up with something like 88. And he said, because I answer or current event, so you run it to 80, to 90. But guess what? When I left from there, I ran away. I said, I'm going back there. Because the way I saw the Liberian police were acting in the street, begging for money, I was too ashamed. I just my friend they got laugh at me because what they will laugh at, I used to be tested driver, I used to pull out my own police. So I look at the way I disrespect the police, and other people disrespecting police. So I said, no, I can't join the police. I'll be disrespected. Even if I try to be good, the fact I wear police uniform. And my disappointment came from one of my usher. The man was a B man in the police. He's an usher at the first AG. The man was walking in the street, just directing traffic so that people will cross the street. And the police officer, I got the taxi driver stop and said, officer, when the man went into things, something good, the man want to go put fire in the man head, the man got angry. I said, man, do everybody. He said, don't just see anybody in the street and get them money. It's just a mentality of the way people think about the police people. So I look at it, I'm joining the police. But the idea, they were recruiting more going on our in Labrador. They were recruiting people. I was being recruited, but I did not join the police. The army people were recruiting army. So it was open to everybody. So Mr. Smith is now a mistake. I think the mistake is that this somebody did not reapply, in my opinion. That's how I see it. If they apply and they rejected them, then there must be a reason why they rejected them. Maybe that's something they did where they were fighting and somebody reported them.
Maybe I can come in or maybe 30 seconds. I had a classmate from Tuckman College of Technology called Solomon Goni. He was in the army. He did architecture. And even when I went to during early administration, when I was in Liberia, he was there. He asked me, for a copy of AutoCAD. And even during early administration, this was men from those time now. During early administration, they sent him abroad. So, those who were qualified, those who were well equipped with education, they kept them. So that's the 30-second thing I want to add.
I'd like to add, but let me get Ellis to comment on this subject, and then Ellis will leave, and then we will continue. So, Ellis, what you want to add to the subject matter, and then you can give your closing comment.
So, thank you. For me, I think I agree with Mr. Zaza on why himself. And then one of the things is, I would also like to appreciate why Mara Eddie Johnson take them from the army, because what we need now is peace. Because if those guys who have that experience of fighting war, who have been fighting war, if they were still there, as we speak, we're going to go through war now. They're not everything you carry violence to. So from his statement, just seeing like they still want to fight war in Liberia, but Liberia tired of war. You can't be in a war for 14 years and you still wish to go back there. We agreed that GEDEH come to Liberia land and then plan that they have fled. But the war we live now, where do we run to? Even if you say you will fight war with Guinea, Seven will not still safe. Africa the same thing. So where do we go? So I think the best thing he could have made, or maybe a recommendation would be, the government need to either improve the armies by either bringing back the old folks to be able and train the young guys they are bringing up, and then try to add up the numbers, because we have Liberia, whole country having 2,000 armed forces personnel. I don't think it's enough. So when people look at our folks they would like to just do anything they want to do to us. So if the government, if he can make that recommendation, say no, the government need to bring back those retired soldiers back in the army to see how best they can help to train some of those soldiers. That would be good, and also increase the number. It would be good, because I will speak now. Just because of the incident that happened this week, and Ghana now they are recruiting another 40. So the only thing he can do is to just make that recommendation to see how best they can be added back as old folks to be able to strengthen the security sector, or to be able to train the new so that are joining the armed forces. Right now, to speak, as a high school graduate, you are free to join the AFL. So it does something big, because you cannot join the armed forces and you can't read and write. Mind you, there are other missions you guys go on. There are other peace missions you guys go on. You have to deal with map to go to other area. How do you go if you cannot read and write? So for me, that is the only thing I'm seeing. So if those guys come to be there, how to speak, Mr. Wright or Mr. Smith, at this time we're going to a war, because they are not going to take anything easy. So it's okay. The only thing we are appealing to the government is peace. The mining that is ongoing, they can see how best to settle that with Guinea. Tell them the actual thing, because the people want to know, and that's the only thing we as Liberians can do to ease the peace and have the peace between us, because we've been making business. Even the day after planning their flight, the next day people still come back from 7 and start setting up. But when it came, they tell their citizens to go back. So all we need is just peace in Liberia.
Your closing remark, or you stay with us?
Or you stay with us? No, I have to leave. I go home. Yeah, and I'm still here today.
Okay.
So
Okay. So
I
then,
just want to say
we will just continue.
Yeah, I'll leave you guys. Anything I'll have to end it from home now. So I just want to appreciate all of you for taking upon your own time to always be here to educate our people. We hope to come on soon, because at time we will come on while we're discussing, there are other people always further us and they want to make their point of be calling on the phone line. So we have to observe the phone line too at times, to have that space so the lecture can be over. Yeah, so at least they can be able to make their own point too in a topic. Yeah. So like many callers are making that recommendation, I should be able to come up by around 8, 9, 10, and that people will still be on to call on the show. But at the time we pick up call like 11, 12, at that time people can be asleep, so they don't take part. So I hope we will discuss it behind the camera so people can be able to be part of the show. So yeah, thank you one more for coming.
Alex, I will be having. Remove your audio.
All right.
I will be having President Boto tomorrow morning as special guest for the Veteran Smith on the state podium tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. We'll be talking other issues that are beneficial to the university, some of the university goals and objectives, and how the citizen in the diaspora can help, and also citizen in Liberia from Grand GEDEH, the southeastern region, can help Grand GEDEH University become one of the strongest universities, not only in the southern region, but in West Africa. So there are some ambitious goals by the university, and we'll discuss all that tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. Liberia time, and about our time will be 9:30, yeah, 9:30 Liberian time. 9:30 Liberian time? No, 5:30. Yeah, 5:30 Liberia time in the morning, 5:30 a.m. Liberia time. So join us for another edition of State Podium tomorrow morning on Top FM 105.3. So don't miss that. And we'll discuss other issues before that topic. So don't miss that also. And tomorrow edition, we're in Women's Month, so we'll be giving you some historical women who paved the way for peace in Liberia. The veteran is trying to get one of the women who put a group of women together, Nima Bowie, to be our special guest on the show. Try to get her, somebody helping me to get her, and other people, women who play instrumental role in the peace agreement or peace in Liberia. There are so many, but we'll try to get some of them to come on the show either Thursday or Friday. So you'll be looking forward as we celebrate Women Month in the month of March. So we didn't start from the beginning, but want to end the week strong on Women Month.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. That makes sense. Is he muted? Is he to be frozen?
No, he's not.
No, he is. He's frozen.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I think somebody might be calling him because I think he's on your phone.
I don't know when Lima Boy will appear on the show here. I was telling Archie today.
Okay, he back now. Okay, thank you very much, Alex. Okay, we found that. Okay, let's go to let's finish with, there were anything that this guy who was part of the military said that you think we need to take into consideration before we go back to Sam Jackson? 3 questions that you asked Mr. Zaza. Before we go to that, there were anything this general or this military man said in his audio that could be helpful, that we could listen to? Anything that he said that we say, okay, maybe he's saying something good, or what you heard? Anything, any one point that you said that he stated that could be something we could do?
Well, I was on the floor when you and Alex were gone. I was talking about Lima Boy. I get a contact that he can use to get to her quickly. And I believe that contact is, mute yourself, please.
No, send it to me.
I said mute yourself. Okay. I believe that contact is her husband, J. Fatuma Custody. And my disappointment when they were in Ghana, all the stuff the women did there, we carried that on a perspective. And a group was creating a documentary for her or on her. At that time I was in Monrovia. And they wrote to me. I went to Unmail because the guy who sent me the video or the picture, Moses Zanga, he is in, I think, Angola now. Journalist Moses Zanga. I wanted Moses Zanga. Moses, what I sent you, is it. And that's a group that created, a video that led to her, becoming a Nobel Prize winner. Because people did not know her. But we are talking about the Sam Jackson issue. The women went to the legislature. Lima was not there. Even the gender people were not there. Even our sister here on the show, Claudia, was not there. I was looking in the whole crowd. And I thought, she was going to be here, when I'm talking about these things here.
I think Mr. Numbo, because you began the camera, why you didn't see them?
For security reasons, they were hiding their faces, right? So that's the issue. You want her to appear? I would be glad for her to appear, but I'll put it in her face. I don't even cry with shame now. So that's all I have to say.
Mr. Zaza, was there anything the general said that you think we should talk about? If not, then you can repeat your 3 questions that you want to answer for the Sam Jackson case.
Yeah, like I said, we shouldn't encourage war, and I think that's one of the things he said. I just want us to discourage, because I one person who believe that war doesn't have winner. We saw the war; the bullets in our country have been silent, but in the heart of many of us, it's not silent. Those who lost their fathers, they're still angry. The one who killed their pa. Those who lost their mother, they are angry. Why is it? Their mother did not live to see them, graduate from high school or graduate from college. They are angry. The anger is within them because they don't have the power to fight. So we think war is over. Nobody won the war because people are hurt. People, even if you say, let's bring TRC and Keripo, you all bring War Crime Co. and Keripo to the War Crime Co., it still will not solve the problem because the people who you carrying, their children are Liberian. They will also be hurt. So war is something that is hard to be finished. You go to war with Guinea, Jonah, you win Guinea or Guinea win you. That people going die. People that Liberian got family in Guinea, Guinea got family in Liberia. In fact, the last time they met in Solomba, that they were speaking Kisi. The both of them were speaking Kisi. The Guinea Kisi and the Liberian Kisi. So why should they be fighting themselves? Like Grand GEDEH now. All along the Aroko brother that are so crampo. I seen crampo in Grand GEDEH. They say Aroko and Labromo for so brother and brother go for each other. So the man, I don't know where he's speaking from. I'm not condemning him. He's trained. You know where he's speaking from. But I think the right thing to do is to look for peace. So for me, that's why I see we shouldn't encourage war. Because for him, that war he wants. Why the people not go to the border, this I know. We shouldn't encourage that today. We saw it. So for me, that nothing but it's okay. We already talked about it, but the question that I asked on Mr. Jackson, if you don't mind, you're muted.
Come in. Before you get it, he brought some historical perspective of the dispute that we had in the past with Guinea, and he now optimistic that it will be resolved. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, sure. And for me, I believe it will be resolved. It will be resolved. It will not remain like that. Even if God forbid, if you go to war, it will still going to be resolved. So I'm not talking about what no bullet have been shot, nobody have been killed. So it's definitely going to be resolved. I believe that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I live for us.
And he mentioned something about the size of our military. Do you think our size of the military should be up by now, or you like the slow level that it's progressing? What do you think about that? Because he gave the number of our troops, and that really touched me.
Fred is outrageous. Gaining troops. That's about 50,000. And our strength is 2,500. It's like 1 to 20. So one man holding a rifle from Liberia side, 20 men from the Ivorian side will be pointing a rifle to that same man. So I don't think we are ready.
And he mentioned something about how these West African countries help to train our people. Did we made a mistake by you letting your neighbor to help train your military? Was that a weak point? And whoever did that, or what you think about that, or it's not necessary?
I don't think it was a mistake. We please mute yourself, Brian. We are the grandfather of Africa. We trained some of these people here, even the freedom fighters, all the way down to South Africa. We trained them. Even I will listen to the Ghanaian medical doctor who said, Kwame Nkrumah is from Liberia. Because when he met with Tokman said, welcome to your fatherland. And so I'm not regretting that we supported freedom fighting. And I said this year before that when Garvey was trying to take Black Americans to Africa, he had a contact called J.J. Dawson. J.J. Dawson was a vice president. And in Privo Sorokan district, a place called GEDEH, with a group of Nyamo people called Nyamo people, we give our land to Garvey. And when C.D. King was president, they took that land from Garvey and gave that land to Firestone. Firestone was to be in Habad. And that's how Firestone also ended in Maryland County. So we tried our best as a country, and even the same Garvey, when Garvey died, Tubman was the president. Tubman appointed Garvey's widow as Liberia ambassador to Guinea. So I'm not regretting that we in Liberia, we did this for Africa, we did that for Africa, and it was a mistake. I applaud our effort. Thank you.
Mr. Zaza, you want to respond to the same question?
Yeah, it is not an error. If you're stronger, Guinea train, if it's according to what he said, if Guinea train us, it means we got Guinean secret. If Sierra Leone train us, it means we got a Sierra Leonean secret. We were also trained by Americans.
No. It's the opposite. We trained them.
No, but after the war, actually, when they were rebuilding the army.
Okay.
Yeah, after the war, when they were rebuilding the army, people came from Guinea. That's why he said, according to him now.
Okay.
But if that happens, it also makes us more stronger because we got American training, we got Guinean training, we got Sierra Leonean training. So according to him, all the West African training, it means we know more about all of them.
Right.
We're not trained by one group of people. Currently, I've been trained by American and French. We got some people even went to Egypt for training. So we're being trained by all the United Nations forces that came to Labrador trained us. And I just told you that my recruiter was a Guinean. I mean, was a Ghanaian.
Right.
You know, so it's not wrong. That is not an error. But like I said, I don't know where he's speaking from. Since I'm not a military man, so I may be wrong. But in my opinion, I don't think it's wrong logically, because if Mr. Nubo taught me, and you, Mr. Smith, you taught me, and Mr. Wuru come and teach me, what may you think? You think I will not know more? And
you know the techniques from
Yeah.
Grand, you know the techniques from Maryland, you know
Right.
the techniques from River Says.
But River Says, so I'll be advanced a little bit.
Combine then, when we appear, Mr. Wuru, Veteran Smith, and Mr. Numo appear before you, you know, we'll be looking like ballet.
I think, yeah, I understand everything. I know if I know Mr. Smith, will understand me, that I use Mr. Nubo jargons. And if I want Mr. Smith Nubo to understand that I use Mr. Smith jargons.
Yes.
So I in one way or the other, I will be of a superior level than other than. So I don't think it was wrong. So I don't know where he's speaking from, what he meant, but in my opinion, I don't think it's wrong. You know, it was not a mistake. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else? I don't know that you asked. I don't remember, but if that is the case, I don't think it was any kind of wrong mistake. One thing he said that I also want to talk
about the size of the military, and then you can add the other one.
The size of the military. The army, the Guinean army is about 15,000. They have the navy. The navy is about 9,000, and then they have how do you call them? The Air Force. Okay, yeah, navy is about 9,000. The Air Force is about 7,000. So their total number is about 52,000.
Okay.
Yeah, the total number of the military, the navy, everything we put it together, the armed forces, that is paramilitary, everybody that they want to share marry, everything. It's about 52,600.
Okay.
So when it comes to size, they are larger in size.
What about Liberia?
Liberia is less than 3,000. We are about 2,000.
About 2,500.
Yes. We are about 5 less.
That's what I was saying, or is
so
1 to 20.
Yeah. So the question he asked, Mr. Numbo, whether the rebuilding is slow, yes. And if you look at the document that was signed on how to rebuild our military, then you blame the legislature. The legislature, I don't think they're actually thinking about these things. Thank God, Guinea, show a little pepper and be open their eye every day, and they continue to think about it. It was said that every year that Labrador should recruit certain amount of people, according to the document. But I don't know when the last time Labrador recruited. That 2,000 men have been there, they've been there.
Since
Yeah.